Okay, folks, listen, we getting right into it. You done already seen the thumbnail, you done read that title, but for those of you guys that didn't read it, listen, I'm finna show you how to make a one-pot meal. And listen, this is gonna be a Cajun and chicken skillet, and it's gonna be done in one pot. Now, with that being said, listen, the star really is the chicken, right? So what you're seeing is I've already washed and cleaned up everything, right? So I just have it on these paper towels separated so that it'll be dry. Look at that, nice and dry. Once I have these in here like this, what we want to do is we want to put a little oil on it, right? So I like, my tool of choice is the Branch and Vine, garlic infused olive oil. This is really like my go-to. I don't cook without it, folks, right? So I'm gonna take it, and I got a little oil on it. So now I just want to massage it and get all of it there because it's gonna be a binder, plus it's the flavor too, right? So once we get it like this, now what we want to do is we want to put some seasoning on it. Right, so first thing I'm gonna do is open this up. You guys know this right here. I already said Cajun, right? So Cajun, Creole, I know they're two different things, but this is what I like to use, even though I use the word Cajun, right? But we're gonna use this Creole kick. This is gonna take us back to that, down south. For those of you guys that had those roots down there, this will be like home for you. And did I say this already? Don't forget, this is a budget-friendly meal. All right, so when you completely season, you should look like this, right? Look at your coverage. Seasoning early at this stage right here, one of the benefits is it gives a chance to penetrate the meat, right? So if I put it there, you guys can see, look at that. All right, so now, notice how I got this set up. Like I tell you, this is an easy meal. Don't forget I'm filming, right? So it's a little explaining I gotta do. That's what makes it long. These meals like this are they really, really easy to prepare. It probably only takes about 15 minutes for us to get this all in here, right? So if you look at this right here, I got honey and then I got butter. That's going there. Notice how I keep these together. No matter what we do, they're gonna stay together because that's the first thing I'm gonna put in here. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get a little jump on this right here and just cut down my bell pepper, right? This is actually a good piece. The bottom piece, don't throw it away, folks. You don't have to throw the top away either. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna set this off to the side. I save a lot of this. So I just wanna go ahead and clear this out. So look, now that I got that out of here, look, I'm gonna cut this out of here. And now we just open it up. Now you can take a blade, be very careful. I cut these little white part or little humps out. Okay, so then I just cut these down. It's up to you how big you want them, but I want you guys to use this. This is what I had to learn. Like my grandma didn't really tell me this part. I would just see her dice the way she diced, right? Remember, when you dice, if it's larger, it's for the texture. If it's small, it's for the flavor. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Got these cut down the way I like them. I just started bringing up a little heat right in here. I can put my hand right here, it's nice. Actually, I wanna do this a little bit on the slow side, right? So I turned it down as low as I can get it. Remember this pair right here I talked about, the butter and the honey? We're gonna take this, start with this butter, and we're gonna go ahead and just drop him in just like that. Now, any of this little butter in here, because I'm using this rubber spatula, look, we just put it like that. We wanna get it all in there. Tell me any of y'all that don't like the butter. Now, next, I'm gonna go ahead. This has already been washed and cleaned. I'm just gonna clean that up like that. Look at this end, just cut a little bit of this off. You know what I mean? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna come right down the middle of this and we're gonna cut this down. Now, this right here is up to you guys when it comes to the celery. I like just this combination right here. This is kind of like perfected for myself, right? So what I'm saying is one does it for me. If you guys would like to have two, you can do that. You know what I mean? So now we just cut this down because we really want to get that flavor in there. So I'm gonna do half of it, a little bit on the small side. Right? So I'm liking that, right? Because we want to get some of that flavor. I could have diced that down a little smaller, and then I'm gonna take the rest of this and just cut this just a little bit bigger, just so we can get a little texture. Okay, so butter completely melted. Now I'm getting ready to come with my honey, right? This is why we use the right tool. You know what I mean? Because you want to get all of the honey out. So let's just say, this is just an example. Let's just say we're supposed to have 1 tablespoon of something, right? You want to get it in there, especially when you're dealing with honey. Look, the residue will kick around there and you won't truly get a full tablespoon. And a little pro tip is you can always spray these, you know, with a little non-stick spray, and then put your honey in there and then go from there. All right, whew, the aromatic this is giving me right now is right. Okay, so I'm loving this. We not burning, you know, not browning the butter like that. We just infusing it with this honey. This is what I'm getting ready to do. I'm getting ready to raise my temperature up, you know what I mean, and put it on a true medium low. You know what I mean? You guys got to find what that is, get a little heat in there. And you remember we seasoned up our chicken. It had a time to do a little bit of the marinade, you know, to marinate and get that in there, you know, get this flavor deep in there. And this is what we're gonna do. I'm going to start with the top. This is the top to me. I don't know, you guys probably all say the same. This will be the bottom, right? I'm gonna take the top and put it top side down first, right? And we're gonna leave it alone and we're gonna go ahead and let that cook. Okay, so of course I wanna move it like this. See that it moves? Let me know there, like that one, this one, and this one, right? So I'm gonna take a look at the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and just flip this. Now you guys can flatten the bigger side, you know what I mean? I guess that would have been the proper way. For somebody that's beginning, maybe they need to do that, but you have to just trust this process. What we doing is browning because we gotta cook with the rice, right? So it's gonna be inside of some liquid, it's gonna boil, rehydrate everything, you know what I mean, and put the flavors inside of the chicken, right? And then we seasoned it, everything with, you know, with the Creole kick or your favorite seasoning. Do it this way, folks, just trust me. We're not trying to cook it all the way, we just wanna get some nice color on, you know, on each side. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and take these off. Oh yeah, these is right. Oh yeah, you know when you see them like that, you know they right. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm leaving everything in my pan, right? We call that the fond and all of that, right? But nothing really sticks on here, but you see this residue right here? That's what we want. That's the butter and honey. Now some of it's gonna burn a little bit because you know we was cooking with sugar, right? So then we use that extra. That's why we separated that butter and we add this. Once this is fully melted, we're gonna go ahead and start adding our bell peppers and our celery. You know, we always put in our garlic cloves last, right? Look at the color. This is gonna help us when we get to that rice, folks. That's why I say, just trust the process. You know what I mean? It'll all make sense to you. You know what I mean? So let's just go ahead and start adding this here. Now you can see it's a little low. I'm gonna go ahead and raise this up to a medium heat as soon as I get it all in here. Now, what we want to do is move this around. Let me get my heat right. And let's go ahead and just get this all coated. And we're gonna saute these for about a couple of minutes. All right, so when you guys come in here and you look at this right here, last time I made it, I said I was going to add some onions. I keep diced onions around. I'm going to add it. You guys can if you would like, you know what I mean? But I usually make it the way I put it in the instructions. I will say add in some onions as an option, you know? So this is what we want to have. And then, you know, I like to put my onions in first to give them a head start, but this is fine. They're gonna go ahead and be in that broth, you know? So when you put bell pepper, celery, and onion together, what is that called? Man, what is wrong with me today? No worries, this is my counters. I keep it super clean. You know, I clean all day. But you look at this right here. We're gonna put a lot of flavor in there. And then if in any case that you guys had that, you know, anything stuck, when these onions get there, that acidity in there, it gets everything up, right? So I'm gonna leave this alone. Let this go for about maybe 1 minute more, and then we're gonna move over to the next step. So what I'm doing is I'm making a bed right now. I like to do that. So when I add my garlic, right, we can put it on top. So we don't have to put it on the, we don't want it to hit the pan right away. Because by the time I put this down, all that, that'll shock it and make it, give it like a little burn to it, right? Don't forget, garlic cloves and minced garlic, what it does is it burns easily, right? So I can put it there. I can do whatever I want to do. I can set this off to the side. And now I can go ahead and give this a mix. And once it hits the skillet, because listen, it kicked back with an aromatic to let you know, hello, I'm there, right? I love where we at right now. Everything is nice. I can smell it and tell you it's gonna be fire, right? So now I add my rice. And then look at what I'm doing right here. It's almost like I'm trying to get it toasted, but more importantly, I'm trying to get it to, like, I don't wanna see no more white, right? We wanna get it mixed up with all of the flavor that we put in there. Look at that right there. Now, if you look at that, I want you to notice, look at the color. You know what I mean? This is how we get that rice to look that way. We needed that honey and that darkness of that and that butter. You see what I'm talking about now? Now the only thing left to do is add our broth or our stock. So look, if you look here, look, we done brought this back to a boil. Yes, sir. This is gonna be nice. I should have said this from the beginning. I hope you guys were able to see it. You wanna make sure you have a lid. That's gonna help you out so much, right? So what I'm gonna do now is set this down to a simmer. If you wanna know what a simmer look like, let me just show you right here. Now this is cast iron. It'll take a minute for it to dissipate its heat. That right there is a nice simmer though. So we'll just keep it, move this around for the last time. And you know what we're finna do now, folks. Only thing left is that we finna introduce that chicken. And we just put them in just like this. Like this. And this. All right. Whew. Now you see that right there? I guess you guys wanna know, AB, what you gonna do with that? Let me show you. Now that we here, you see the way it look. It looked like it's ready to be presented already, right? But listen, this is when you put the top on, right? I'll put this on. I'm gonna set myself a timer for 20 minutes. We gonna go ahead and let the chicken kind of like rehydrate, being in this right here. We gonna go ahead and let that rice absorb that flavor. It's gonna, swell up all of that liquid. And then you know what? We gonna eat it. But you tell me right now what you guys think. What would you have added to this? Some of you guys might wanted to add some salt, but listen, I didn't cut back on my sodium. It's still good the way I got it. And if somebody needed, they can go ahead and salt the individual bowl, right? So with that being said, 20 minutes. Okay, folks, listen, it's been 20 minutes. I did open this up and let some of the steam out because I wanted to look at it. And then I decided, let me fluff it up, but I put the top back on. I like for it to sit up for at least about 5 minutes. And then when I pull the top off, it's got a little steam in there. You know what I mean? This is what we come up with. Now what I did was, I did take the chicken out, put it on a paper plate, you know what I mean? And I just run this, fluff it up, get rid of that, where it's kind of like dense. But look at this right here. If you made this right and you had this on low, nothing sticks down here at the bottom, right? So we good there. All I can tell you is, this right here is gonna be fire, folks. Okay, folks, so listen, I done doctored everything up as far as like doing some plating. You guys have been picking, you know what I mean, trying to find out which one looks the best. But I can tell you this, I done already sampled this, and again, this is another fire dish. And it's budget friendly. Come on, folks. So listen, I've already cut these down. I'm gonna go ahead and just get myself something like this. Let's go ahead and start with this one here. You know what I mean? Oh, it's so tender. You know what I mean? It's split in half. But you see that right there? Remember we talked about the size of the bell pepper gives you a little texture. We cut some down, right? So we can get that flavor in there. Look at that right there. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, folks, cheers. Now, let me say it like this. Excellent meal, especially if you got a family of 4 and even 6, right? Some of you, if you got kids or something like that, you can probably cut these in half, but it's enough rice for everybody, to share in, right? So 4 to 6, servings out of this. You see it presents well, and then you notice I got a lime right here, right? If you hit a little lime on it too, it just makes it a little bit more fiesta and refreshing, right? But again, this is a Creole / Cajun type of recipe. Now, let me know down in the comment section below, what would you do to make this better? Now, if you're new to my channel, let me take this time to say, hey, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button, and tell everybody out there, there's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. This one is so nice, I'm gonna leave that one alone. But this one here, your boy about to eat, folks. I'm out. Peace.